bought that car. Should never bought that. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Asia, and I'm back with another video.
But mama a party girl, she just wanna have fun too. They say you ain't wifey type, but I don't care, I want you. She like to do drugs too, she in love with guns too. They say you too piped up, but I think that I love you.
I know I've been gone for a minute. I'm trying to stay as consistent as possible, but you know, I have other things in life that I have to deal with. But anyway, I'm back with another video, and today's video, as you could tell from the thumbnail and the title, I'm going to be doing
A story time.
And the reason that I'm doing this story time is because I feel like my previous story time got a lot of feedback and I got a lot of inboxes and comments and stuff. So if you haven't seen that video already, go back, watch that video, and come back and watch this video. I mean, they don't relate to each other than the fact that they're both story times, but like, I was real personal in the other video, so you know. Today's video, like I said, is going to be another story time. It's not really going to be personal, but I mean, I was in a car accident. That's the story time. I'm going to tell y'all how it happened, what happened, and all of that. If you're interested, stay tuned, like this video. Comment down below if you've ever been in a car accident. Get your popcorn, come back, and just, you know, find out what happened. Because like I said, this is a crazy story. Stay connected with me. You know, follow all my social medias. I'll have them in the description below. I will also try to put it somewhere on this screen. My Instagram and my Twitter is newyorkasiia, that has 2 eyes. And my Snapchat is inurby15. I don't really be on Facebook like that. Just stay connected with me. I'll have everything down below. So, you know, let's get into this video. If you can't tell, I changed spots. Like, I moved from the front seat to the back seat and get comfortable and tell my story. So I moved to the back. I'm not used to being back here, you know, used to driving, so it's a little weird being in my back seat. But we just gonna get this video started. I was in a car accident back in October 2016. It was 2 accidents, mind you. 2 accidents, not 1, but 2. I was in 2 car accidents back in October of 2016. So that is like 4 years ago. Yeah, just past 4 years that I was in these 2 accidents. They happened. Of course, they was not my fault because I am just a great driver. They weren't my fault. If you're from New York and you're from like Long Island or Queens or whatever, like you probably know the street. I was driving up Northern Boulevard and I was coming from looking at a car, ironically. I'm driving and now I'm like leaving Queens, entering Long Island area. And this is when like one of the lights, everybody knows like certain areas, they have camera lights like that flash. So like you normally would speed up on a yellow to make a light, you would not do that at this location. So I saw the yellow light, so I started to slow down because I'm like, I'm not about to get a ticket or whatever. So I started to slow down, and I guess the car behind me didn't get the memo that I was not going through the light. So I don't know if he sped up to try to make it because like I said, he was behind me, or if he just thought like, you know, I was going to keep going, so he just kept his speed too. So I slowed down and stopped, and next thing you know, boom, what happened? So basically he ran into the back of me because he thought I was going through the light, which means he clearly wasn't paying attention because I was sitting at the light. So you had enough time to stop, but you clearly wasn't paying attention to what was going on. So he ran into the back of me and pushed me through the light anyway. Body really got hurt. It was damage to the back of the car, and that was that. Mind you, I was driving my father's car. It was me, my dad, and my niece in the back. His insurance paid. They cut us a check. My dad got his car fixed, and he got to profit off of it because they gave us more than what the damages cost. And I went to the doctor, check everything out, because pain does hit later on sometimes because of adrenaline running through you. At the time, I was an athlete, in school, so to get a doctor's note to get cleared. The doctor, he had me sit out for 2 weeks. This was at the start of, the season, so I wasn't really missing nothing yet. Right before I'm about to get cleared, I'm supposed to get cleared on that Tuesday. On Monday, October 24th, been up Northern Boulevard, and there's a car coming the other way, except he's not even moving. Like, he's just sitting in the middle. Like, where there's like the yellow lines that really you're not supposed to be in, but I don't know what he was waiting for. But he wasn't really in a turning lane because it wasn't a turning lane for him. So I started to slow down. Mind you, Northern Boulevard is 40 miles per hour. No, it does not sound like a lot, but when you're on a regular street and not on a parkway, 40 miles per hour is, it's moving. I started to slow down, see what he was going to do. He was way ahead of me. He didn't make a move. He didn't even have a signal on. So I'm like, he's not moving. So, I picked my speed back up. And I'm like, why am I slowing down if he ain't going? Once I was not speeding, right? This is where he's at. I'm right here. As I'm about to pass him, he decides, oh, now I'm going to go. So he basically cuts me off. He's facing this way. We're this close now. He basically cuts me off and goes like this and makes his left turn. And I have to slam on my brakes. Going 40 miles per hour. And I'm already this close to you. What do you think is going to happen? So yes, I slammed into him. I T-boned his car. And the impact of the car hit a parked car. So not only did you hit one car, you hit two cars. Well, I hit you, but then you hit someone, but it was your fault. People jumped up so quick because it's like we wasn't close enough to the store to go through the glass. But when you're sitting there at the window and you witness that, like, you still have that reaction to jump. Accident happens or whatever, everybody comes running out the store or whatever. People, seen the crash on the street. So immediately, like, it took me a minute only because, like, I had to, like, really, like, think about what just happened. Like, my whole car immediately totaled. All my airbags deployed. And they said I must have bumped my head on the steering wheel because they said when they was asking me questions and I was telling them the story, like, they could tell I wasn't lying, but they was like, something ain't adding up to what happened. My niece, again, was in the back seat, 5 years old. So I don't feel no pain. I immediately get out the car, open the back door, and now I'm like leaning over. Like, it looks like I'm leaning over because I'm like in the car trying to see like if she's okay or whatever. Like, bent over, like, he starts to worry. So like, he comes over by me. Everybody's like, oh my God, are you okay? Not even realizing there's a 5-year-old in this car. As soon as he realized there's a kid, he immediately takes full for it. He was like, oh my God, it's such my fault. I take full responsibility, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you should, because it was your fault. You cut me off at the very last second. It's not like I didn't see you and I was speeding. Like, I dead slowed down for you and you cut me off. The lady whose car he hit was having the biggest fit. I get you just bought a brand new car. Kudos to you. But we're talking about a human life. Like, I'm not always like worried about myself when there's someone younger than me or whatever with me. Like, I'm more concerned about them. Worried about your materialistic car. I've had new cars too. I've had new things too. And almost destroys them, I go off. But it's not a life or death situation. Right now, we're talking about you don't even know what's going on with her and you going crazy over a car, tuning her out. Like, I already wasn't listening to her because I was just so stressed about what happened. So I tuned her out a long time ago, but then when everybody started coming around, even when the cops came, they told her to like go sit down somewhere and they'll deal with her in her car later because, like I said, you have kids that was in the car. They didn't even call the cops. They must have called the cops or a bystander. Somebody called the cops. They was there so fast. Like, I've never seen cops pull up that fast. Like, you could call the cops and they take hours to come. I have a tendency of calling my mother. I don't call the cops right away. I always call my mom. He just got in a car accident. She flipped. Yeah, she knows I'm okay because I'm making the call, and that's the other thing. I didn't want the hospital calling because then she would have been freaked out. So I was like, nah, let me make this call to her so at least she knows that we're okay. He had got there. They had all the caution tape up of like do not enter and stuff. So she's trying to get through, and they're like, no, you can't go through, blah, blah, blah. And when I tell you, when you pull up, it looks so crazy that it really looked like somebody died. Like, the way the accident was, the way they had it blocked off, the ambulance was blocking like, it really looked like we would have either been dead or had broken bones, something was bad. It looked crazy. You know, God was on our side, and we, like, honestly, we walked out of that accident with no bruises, no cuts, no nothing. And I'm like, God bless, because he was really on our side twice. You can find these pictures, because like I said, it was a few years ago. But if I can come across these pictures, I'm going to insert them into this video so you guys can see, like, I'm not exaggerating when I tell this story. Like, this, like, my car was just, like, destroyed. Like, it was completely totaled. His wasn't totaled, but, you know, it was bad. He had to get it fixed. I had that car all of 3 days. I bought the car on a Friday, and by that Monday, it was gone. So I'm like, 72 hours. Not even 72 hours that I had that car, and it's gone. So you like, the car that I had at the time, the car that got crashed, was a convertible. It was a Chrysler convertible. You know, the top came down. It had only 2 doors or whatever. Like, it was a nice, cute little convertible. And I don't really do Chryslers, but my dad, he kept saying, oh, you would look nice in this car, blah, blah, blah. In the summertime, you can let the roof down and all of that. You know, I went with it because I needed a car. Whatever. Bought that car. Should never bought that car. Because not only was that a Chrysler, but the week prior, well, not the week, 2 weeks prior when we got in the accident, his car was a Chrysler. I bought a car off of someone, and then it broke down like a week and a half later. Chrysler. I'm just completely done with Chryslers. And you know how everybody has like a favorite car? That's just my most hated car. I mean, it is what it is. I'll never go back to a Chrysler, though. It's what happened in my accident. Like I said, I'm a very safe driver. Like, I'm a very safe driver. I don't cause accidents. I've just been in them. I know people that have been in quite a few accidents and have not been driving for that long. But I'm very careful. I can say I am a speed demon and I'm a bit aggressive on the road. I have a lot of road rage, but I don't cause accidents. I can say that. Like, I could cut you off. Best believe I could cut you off, but I'm not going to cut you off to the point where you're going to run into the back of me or I'm going to hit something. I'm not reckless like that. Like, I have very much control over what I'm doing, but I'm just a speed demon. I didn't cause these accidents 4 years in. Now I can say I be feeling pain sometimes here and there doing certain things. Like I said, pain comes after. Happened, of course, you know, I was in therapy and stuff for a few months and it felt great. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, it really felt great. I was going like 4 times a week because I had nothing else to do, because I was not able to go to work for a couple of months. So I was out of work. I just had a lot of free time. Too bad I wasn't doing YouTube then, because I would have had more than enough time. Speaking of accidents, someone just pulled up and their car looked crazy. But anyway, drive safe. Says the #1 speeder, but drive safe. So I'm just gonna wrap this story up simply because I feel like I've been talking too long, and I'm gonna try to go in and edit this video now. If you like this video, you know, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've ever been in any type of accident. I will be back with more story times. If that's what you guys want, like I said, I feel like I got a lot of feedback on my last story time. So follow me on my social medias. I will have them all linked in the description. See you next video.